2000. This was a year that will always stay in my memories, and not for very great reasons or positive reasons. So this was a time when I was working in the US, and I loved talking to my parents once a week regularly about whatever happens over there. But I used to talk to somebody every single day, my grandfather. He is my best friend, somebody who's always given me a lot of advice and a lot of mentoring, and who's also been a friend in every possible way. I would call him up and chat with him every single day, to the extent that my friends would tell me I need to have a plan from the US to India just for him separately. Of course, this was a time when we did not look at WhatsApp and videos and a lot of these Zoom conferences. Then somewhere along the day, at one point of time, I just missed calling him one particular week. And I don't know why, but I just missed calling him. And that day went by, and then I forgot to call. And it just went on. And somewhere in the next few days, I started to get a little busy, and I started to be able to check out a few other things, and it just kept getting postponed. And suddenly, before I knew it, it was a week, 15 days, and even 20 days before I had even spoken to my grandfather. Once in a while, I would send him a quick note and a quick SMS at that point of time. And after about 3 weeks, for the first time, my mom called me up and said, "Hey, he's actually mentioned that you haven't called, and he never usually does that. Why don't you give him a call?" And I said, yeah, I will. And then it just went on, and before I knew it, another week went by. I will never forget that day when I was actually lying down and just going off to bed and just thinking I need to call him, but I just postponed it, saying I will do that tomorrow. And in fact, my mother had called me on that day and told me, before you go to bed, give him a call, say hello, and then sleep. But I went to bed saying I'll give him a call tomorrow in the morning. And the next morning, I got woken up by a call from my mother that he had actually passed away the previous night. And that was the day I realized that it's been more than 4 weeks that I had spoken to this person with whom I was used to speaking almost every alternate day. Just because I got busy, just because I got carried away with a lot of things happening at that point of time in my life. And that was a big learning that even to date I take away, that we need to stay connected. We need to be there in touch and not lose touch. We will always have busy days. We will always have a lot of things to do. But no matter what, choose to stay connected with the people that matter to you, with the people that you care about. And I also tell anyone who's really close to me and who I really become good friends with, I let them know that this is a takeaway and this is a learning in my life. And that's why I like to stay connected. And a few years later, some point of time, I think somewhere around the last 5 to 6 years back, I had a second realization that this need to stay connected was starting to become an insecurity. It was starting to become a fear. And I was not okay with a lot of space or a lot of time by not staying connected with people close to me. And what for me was just being a well-wisher, was just choosing to know that they were safe and everything was good, could possibly be a sense of suffocation and a sense of too much being close for a few other people. And that's when I started realizing that in life, usually we are at one end of spectrum in any possible way. And when something happens and something hits us, we tend to shift to the other end of the spectrum. Exactly what happened to me, where I went to the other end extremely, thinking that I need to constantly stay connected. And then as we started realizing, I realized that, hey, I need to find a balance in between. I need to find a way in which I can stay connected, but at the same time, it's not over suffocating or it's not too much for the other person. It's all about holding that space and holding that chance so that your friendships, your relationships, be they personal or professional, can blossom the best way that they can. And this has been a huge takeaway for me. And I hope that in some way, not only just the learning to stay connected and the learning to give a little bit of space, but also to find that perfect balance. And there is no such thing as perfect balance, but it's a constant learning to start finding that balance that works for you and the other person that you care about, so that you can stay friends and you can stay in that relationship lifelong. This is Revati Thuraga from the Leadership Unlocked channel. Like, share, subscribe, and come back again. Thank you.